Greetings, beloved Princeton United Methodist Church community. This is Pastor Jenny with a midweek update for you on Holy Week. And that's really the thing I want to talk with you most about today. But before I do that, there are two words of thanks that I need to offer. And one of them is to our staff. We have an incredible staff at Princeton United Methodist Church. And I know you know that, but I just want to kind of give a shout out to them. They have all been done over and above all sorts of hard work these past several weeks as we have had to change how we do ministry just about across the board. They have been creative, they've been collaborative, they have been all in, full of energy, full of tireless work to help bring life, breathe life into our church and to continue its ministries in full force. We are having choir rehearsals in youth group and Sunday school and small groups and ministry team meetings, and people are being called and cared for all the way around because of your staff and the leaders that are amongst us. So I'll say a good word about the leaders, the lay leaders next time, but I just want you to know what an amazing staff you have and invite you to give your thanks to them as you think about it over these next few days. I also want to give a huge thanks to you. You all have found ways to give your tithes and financial gifts, and you've kind of rallied over the past couple of weeks as we've all made these shifts, and you've mailed in your checks, you've done online giving, you've set up automatic payments through your banks, and thank you. It's making all the difference in helping our church continue to be your church, and I'm so grateful for the ways that you are continuing to give as part of your own stewardship and discipleship needs, but also because it's what makes our church continue to function. So thank you so much for all of that. It's very much appreciated. So it is Holy Week, and I want to invite you into the power of this week, the passion that God has for all of us, for each of us, for us together, for you as an individual, and the way that is shown as we move through this week together. I want to invite you into God's never-ending love, God's promise to always be with us, and that nothing, not even death, can separate us from God. I want to invite you into God's resurrection hope that comes as we celebrate this most significant day as followers of Christ, Easter, coming up. But we can't get to Easter and resurrection without going through the cross and the things that we commemorate and celebrate on Maundy Thursday and Good Friday as well. So I just want to invite you again into the power and the drama of Christ's passion for us over these next few days. You all should have gotten a packet in the mail in the last few days. And if you didn't, you can contact the church office and we will make sure you've gotten one. There's also a digital version of this that that is linked in the email that this video is coming to you in, and the digital version has a little bit more in it than the packet does itself. There are a few little bonuses in there. There's a read along and some different coloring pages and some things like that. But this is this packet is full of really beautiful things. And again, your staff did a lot to put this thing together. Hyosong made all these little crosses that you've gotten in here. But there's a booklet here that has prayer stations for every day this week. Skitch has also been taking those prayer stations and making videos out of them to put up on Facebook. So you have different ways of moving through those prayer stations. You can get as elaborate with those as you want and get supplies and do things very tangibly, or you can do it without any supplies at all. And if you haven't tried one, I invite you to they just take a few minutes to watch that video or read through, but to just still yourself and to allow the prayer and the connection that can happen as we give ourselves a little bit of space can be so powerful, so healing, and so transformative for us. So I invite you into those prayer stations. You've got bulletins for the Holy Week services, Monday, Thursday, and Good Friday. If you've never participated in these services before, I hope you will this year. They'll be a little bit different than they normally are because of being online, but they won't be that different than they normally are. And they are powerful services, and I am... This is an intense week because we have a lot of services, but it is a powerful week, and it is really a favorite. I look forward to this week every year because of the way it just plunges me into life with Christ as a follower of His. Inside your packet too, there's a devotional and some coloring pages around the 7 last words of the cross, which is what our Friday service will be about. So again, I invite you into those services. You can come to those services online, of course. Again, with nothing, with just yourself in front of your computer device or even on the phone. But you can also come. We've given you some supply lists of things to gather before the services if you'd like to participate in those. And foot washing is part of our Thursday evening service. And even if you aren't sure you want to participate in actual foot washing, I still encourage you to get some water and get a pitcher and get a bowl and just allow those symbols to be present for you. But again, you don't have to have any of that to participate in these services. It's just these tangible things are just another way to kind of bring worship more physically into your space those days. On Saturday, we're going to have a very simple prayer service at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. That might not be a usual thing for you to do, but I invite you into that as well. Easter, we have 2 services. We've got a sunrise service and then our regular 10 o'clock service. Both will be full of joy, and there will be flowers, and there will be beautiful music. The Hallelujah Chorus, we're going to sing it at the 10 o'clock service, and that's also, the score of that is in your digital Holy Week packet if you look online there as well. So a couple other things that I want to invite you into over this week. You did get a palm in your packet, and it's not too late. Please go ahead and send in your palm pictures for our virtual palm parade. Just a picture of you with your palm and the people in your household with it would be wonderful. I also invite you to send in an Easter picture. So on Easter, maybe you dress up in your Easter clothes that you would anyway. Maybe you're watching in pajamas. That's okay. Any of those things are fine. But I invite you to send in a picture of Easter joy, Easter greetings to your fellow Princeton UMC Methodist Church community. We're going to put together these palm pictures and these Easter pictures to share love amongst us. Evangeline, again, one of our hardworking staff people, is putting this together for us. So send in those pictures. We would really, really treasure being able to see each other's faces and what you all are up to. One more thing about Easter is that after the 10 o'clock service on Easter, we are going to have a virtual coffee hour. So about 11:15, after the service is over, we're going to invite you in to some different Zoom calls, and the links will be provided for you. And we can't all be together in one Zoom call, but we can divide up into some and have this little bit of time to have some virtual coffee hour together. So I hope that you will do that. I hope you'll join us in that. I also hope that you will invite someone else into our fellowship for worship, for any of these worship services. Share those prayer stations, whether it's on paper or through Facebook. Invite people into worship. There are many churches who are not meeting at all right now, and there are people who normally go to church who can't. There are people who don't normally go to church but who are really struggling during this time and need to be in this story of death and resurrection. And I hope that you will invite friends and neighbors and family members and people there have been people who are attending our services online who have moved away, who are part of our fellowship that can't be normally because they're in a different location. But now, since we have to be online, the people can join from anywhere in the world. And I think that is amazing and beautiful. And so I hope that you will invite and bring people along with you this Holy Week. Many blessings to you all. I'll see you virtually soon.